Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Northeast Online Teaching Institute information session. I'm Jeff Renard, director of the program.
And I am Jennifer Freibush, coordinator of professional development.
And again, we'd like to welcome you all here. Today is an information session. We're going to provide you an outline of the Certificate in Online Teaching, which is a transcript-aligned program for the Online Teaching Specialist endorsement. Before we get started, I'd just like to tell you a little bit about the Northeast Online Teaching Institute. It's a collaborative program between the Vermont Virtual Learning Cooperative, which is Vermont's virtual school, and everyone loves when I say that, and the Marlborough College Center for Graduate and Professional Studies. The collaborative program provides up to 10 graduate credits for participants. Jen's going to talk to you a little bit about the course sequence and the outline. I just wanted to focus on the value that this NEOTI Certificate in Online Teaching provides. The history, a quick history, stems from the creation of the Vermont Virtual Learning Cooperative. Early on, teachers that were part of the VTVLC cooperative faculty felt very strongly that the core methodology for educators in an online teaching environment really built upon and expanded traditional teaching methodologies. As a result, we had worked with the Agency of Education, the Vermont Agency of Education licensing division to create or to recommend the online teaching specialist endorsement. And subsequently, the creation of the OTS endorsement, which Jen can tell you the more specific number for the endorsement, but that endorsement was created and is now a requirement for all educators in the state of Vermont that facilitate online coursework with K-12 students from a distance. Part of the requirement for that program, in addition to the graduate credit, but the knowledge and performance standards, includes things like special education requirement in an online format, a teaching practicum, and general studies in online teaching methodologies. So during this presentation, we welcome your feedback. Please give us a call or email us at NEOTI. We'll mention it throughout the presentation, but the Northeast Online Teaching Institute is located at neoti.org. That's NEOTI.org. We look forward to. So right now, I'd like to hand it over to Jen. She's going to talk to you a little bit about the program itself.
So thanks, Jeff. So as Jeff was mentioning, the goal of the certificate is to increase the number of experienced teachers in online teaching in the state of Vermont and in the Northeast. The program is available to teachers who are already practicing as teachers, and we are offering it to students who are enrolled in a pre-service program that are working to become teachers. So in order to take the program, you do need to either be already licensed to be a teacher in one of the states, or you need to be working towards that in an approved program. And we think that teaching online is a skill that needs to be learned, that this program is pretty valuable for people to gain those skills. And I think the people that we've had go through it already, which is a couple dozen, have definitely shown that they've gained a lot from what we're offering. As Jeff was mentioning, we do partner with VTVLC, which is the Vermont Virtual Learning Cooperative. I would say we're probably the primary feeder of teachers into that program, which offers online classes to K-12 students throughout the state of Vermont, and also I think we have students in Connecticut. I've taught students in Ohio, so we certainly have a broader reach than just Vermont. And we are partnered with the Marlborough College Masters of Teaching with Technology program, which is a master's program, and our certificate in online teaching does lead towards the MATT if you're interested in taking the up to 10 credits you've earned from us and apply that towards a master's degree. So that can be a valuable thing as well. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about what exactly the certificate in online teaching program looks like. So just share the whole thing. All right, can you see that, Jeff?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so this is our quick agenda. We've already gone through the first 3 steps. So the sequence of classes for the certificate in online teaching, it starts with a class we call Methods 1, and I'm actually going to show it to you here. This is the Methods 1 class. We teach our professional development currently in Moodle, which is a learning management system that is pretty popular. It's open source, so anybody can use it. So it is used in education fairly frequently because of that. Methods 1 is our Intro to Online Teaching class. It is focused on pedagogy, really laying the foundation for all the further learning that you'll be gaining. And it has a lot of theory, and it also gives you the opportunity to try out an online class as a student. And here I'm going to show you one of the classes we have. This is Algebra 1, which is a class that VTVLC teaches to Algebra 1 is mostly going to be 8th, 9th, maybe 10th grade students throughout the state of Vermont and throughout the Northeast and further. So this is an actual online class. In Methods 1, you'll actually have a chance to try this out as a student, to try out some quizzes, to try out some tests, to see what this feels like as an actual online student for the first time. And the nice thing about this dual platform system that we're using is that you will be taking your professional development in Moodle, and you will be learning about the student classes, the ones that the K-12 students are taking, in a learning management system called Canvas. So you'll actually be exposed to multiple learning management systems, which I think is pretty valuable to give you a sense of what parts of the system are specific to a certain learning management system, and which parts are generic and you're going to find in whatever system you end up teaching with in the long term. And then in Methods 2, which is our online teaching tools and techniques, we will actually get into, we'll move away from theory and we'll get into the actual practice of teaching online. So you will actually develop some quizzes, you'll develop some videos, you'll develop some welcome letters to actually prepare to teach an online class. And you will create those in Canvas in the class that you were previously a student in. So you'll have gone through, as a student, you'll have gone through a number of weeks in the student class, and now you'll have a chance as a teacher to go back and take a look at those things that you found were challenging as a student and maybe smooth them out a little bit. So the nice thing about Methods 2 is you'll come out of it having actually developed some tools like a welcome letter, or like, maybe perhaps a quick lesson for students to help in a place where you think the curriculum isn't as strong as it could be. So you'll actually come out of Methods 2 with those skills. And then when you're done with Methods 2, you'll go into our third class, which is called Online Teaching with Practicum. And the Online Teaching with Practicum, where the other 2 classes are 10-week classes, this is a 12 to 14-week class. In this class, you will be paired up with a cooperating teacher who will be a VTVLC experienced teacher who will be teaching online at that time, and you will take over their class for a number of weeks until you have 60 hours of experience as an online teacher. We're currently the only program I know of in the state that offers a K-12 practicum, and I think this is a pretty valuable experience. It's really a way to ease into teaching online where you're working with a person who's been teaching online for a number of years and can really help you when you have trouble or you have questions or you really want to understand more about working with online students. And for this class, you must pass a background check. If you're already working with a licensed school district, we can often just pass those documents over from your current school district, but it is required, since you'll be working with actual students, to pass that background check. In the Online Teaching with Practicum, you'll also create a portfolio in which you'll sort of document the work that you did in the entire sequence. And when you're done with the Online Teaching with Practicum, you will earn your certificate in online teaching. Did I miss anything yet, Jeff?
I would just add, again, this program, this 10 graduate credit program, is a transcript alignment. So you do have to file with the Vermont agency.
And I'm going to get to that. That's on the agenda.
Great.
But yeah, you're going to have to, if you are a teacher in the state of Vermont and you're working towards your online teaching specialist endorsement, there is some paperwork that'll have to happen. I'll look at that in just a second.
Yep. And I reiterate something that Jen said about the collaborating teachers. They are, again, all experienced online educators that have been working with students online, primarily with Vermont Virtual Learning Cooperative, and their experience is really invaluable. So it's not just the exercise of, demonstrating the knowledge and performance standards and getting it documented. It's actually having the relationship working with an experienced educator online, learning those tips and tricks that they leverage in their online classes on a daily basis, and really being able to have that experience of working in a live online classroom. So that has been very valuable to participants over the years.
And our facilitators for all of these classes are also experienced VTVLC teachers who are, teaching K-12 public school students during the day, and then, facilitating these classes at night. So your facilitators will also be extremely experienced online teachers. As far as the timeline goes, in order to earn the certificate, we offer these classes a number of different times. So for example, for Methods 1, we generally try to offer it 4 times a year, depending on enrollment. So you could start the program in almost any of our 4 semesters. Our next classes will start July the 5th. After that, we'll have a group starting at the beginning of October, I believe October 4th. Then we have a group that starts at the beginning of January, and then we have a group that starts right in the middle of March. And then Methods 2 is offered twice a year. It's offered either in the winter or in the summer. And the practicum is offered at opposite times. So the practicum is offered either in the spring or in the fall. So depending on where you start, for example, if you started our Methods 1 program in July, you could take Methods 2 in the winter and you could be done next spring. Or if you wanted to do it during the school year, you could start Methods 1 in the fall, take Methods 2 in the winter, and then complete it in the spring and be done in, I think, 8 or 9 months, depending on how long the practicum takes. Can take up to 14 weeks. As far as the costs go, we have costs broken down on our website as well. Partner school faculty, that is for those Vermont teachers who are employed at a VTVLC partner school, which is something that you could ask your administrator about. If you're working at a school that's not partnered with VTVLC, it costs a little bit more. But the costs include, these large numbers you're seeing, they include all 10 graduate credits, which again, you can apply towards a master's degree if you're interested in earning your master's. And then as Jeff was talking about, for Vermont teachers who already have a teaching license or are in a pre-service program and are planning on getting their teaching license soon, you can earn your online teaching specialist endorsement. And this is a worksheet that the Vermont Agency of Education used to use, but I don't believe they're using it anymore because now everything is based online and they're no longer using paper. But you can see this is endorsement number 25, the online teaching specialist. And these are the skills that Jeff was talking about that you must prove that you have learned in order to add this endorsement to your teaching license. There's technology skills, teaching in an online environment, which is your pedagogy, legal and ethical practice, accommodating students with special needs, like Jeff was talking about, online assessments. So all of those are covered pretty thoroughly in our Methods 1 and our Methods 2 class. Again, Methods 1 introduces the topic in a pedagogy sense, and Methods 2 actually has you apply them by creating documents for students about, safety online and ways that you would accommodate students with particular special needs. And then you also need a minor in what's called online instruction. The way that works is a minor is considered to be 18 credits by the Agency of Education. So the way this works is we offer you 10 credits in this certificate in online teaching, and then you use up to 9 credits from your content area. So for example, when I applied for my OTS, I had my 10 credits from this program, and then I had 9 credits from my undergraduate math degree, which were easy to come up with, Calc 1, Calc 2, Calc 3, and I had my 9 credits. So that is your minor. Half of it's online instruction. The other half is your content, math, English, social studies, health, PE, that kind of stuff. And then finally, you need that practicum class, or the equivalent of a practicum, which is, again, a 60-hour experience in pre-K through 12 online instruction. So you can't use a practicum at the college level for this. It has to be you actually practicing with students in pre-K through 12. And again, that's supposed to be in the area instructional level of the teacher's endorsement. And we are limited to the classes that VTVLC offers, so sometimes that is a very close grouping, but there's only so many teachers so far that have the OTS, so we are a little limited. For example, we had a Japanese teacher, and we don't currently offer a Japanese class, so that was challenging. And then if you're interested in the program, you can register to receive additional information on our website. And that is, the easiest way is just to click on this interest inquiry form link, fill out the form, hit the submit, and you can send that in. And I will go ahead and send you out a letter the next day with an application packet and some additional information. And that was all I wanted to talk about. Do you have anything else, Jeff?
No, I'd just like to, again, invite everyone to find out more information about the online teaching specialist endorsement. We've seen tremendous growth over the years. I know VTVLC, in terms of adjunct faculty work, in addition to the partnership, continues to grow year after year. So we, again, invite you to find out more information about online teaching, about the Northeast Online Teaching Institute and VTVLC. We're available to answer your questions. We'd love to meet with you. And please let us know if we can provide you any assistance as you consider pursuing your online teaching specialist endorsement.